quick highlights on market size, because once again, what we really value is a bottom-up approach and no industry figures, no traditional market figures. We need, to understand that you actually very much understand your product and market. Like how much money can you get from your customers? That amazing software that you've built, if you sell it to a super large corporate, like you sell it to IBM, what does it mean for IBM to be a customer of yours? How much would they pay? And here, you will quickly realize that when you target enterprises, there are not that many of them, right? You have like Fortune 500, Fortune 100, but you're not going to have billions of them. Especially, if you look, the way usually you would approach your market is going to be, first Hungary, then the rest of Europe, the US, et cetera, et cetera. So one way we look at this is like, for instance, if your product is what we would call a vertical agnostic, and I think here, Bitrise is a good example. Meaning that Bitrise sells a product basically for engineers and developers in the context of mobile. And every single corporate out there needs to have a mobile app, whether it's Uber or Tinder that you might be using on your phone for consumer apps, or a corporate app that you have for internal events, et cetera, et cetera. Whether you are a big retailer, a business selling software, or some business, I don't know, a fintech or a bank, you're going to need that. So this is vertical agnostic. So here, for your market size, you can afford to have, let's say, smallish, and I say, I quote on this because this is also already fairly big. On the other hand, if you are vertical specific, like once again, a company of ours in France sells a logistic tracker that mostly interests companies in the retail space, you have to charge them big time. It has to be very, very significant ACVs because you have fewer candidates. So kind of a scenario where you have, usually you can have like a first-hand product that you would sell, very quickly with inside sales, inbound, et cetera, and then a dedicated sales team for your super large contracts.
And I'll jump in with one more factor I think that's important to consider in there is how long and how much resources and effort your sales cycle require in context of those ACVs. So this is for market size, and obviously if there's few enterprises out there that can be your customers, then they need those ACVs. But obviously it's also okay to have smaller ACVs as long as the sales cycles are low effort. They can be long, but that's okay as long as they're low touch, like a couple of emails, because we understand that enterprises can be slow and cumbersome, and sometimes the ball is in their camp to just get through procurement.